This video presents a pattern with a window motif made in narrow cloth stitch and double stitch lace techniques. We need lace making accessories and 5 pairs of bobbins with cotton number 30. Place 2 pins to start. Put a temporary pin and hang on the worker pair. Hang on 2 pairs on the left pin. Twist the first vertical pair once and make cloth stitch with worker pair. Twist the second vertical pair once and make cloth stitch. Repeat this step with 2 vertical pairs on the right pin. Put out a temporary pin and put a blind pin. We have come to the first loop. Place a pin in the middle of the line. Twist the worker pair around the pin. The number of twists depends on the length of the line. Where 3 lines join, place a pin. On the inner side of the band, make 1 twist with the last vertical pair and make cloth stitch with worker pair. Leave the worker pair aside. the last vertical pair becomes a new worker pair. Repeat the steps on the inner side of the band until the band is finished. Twist the worker pair and make a loop around the pin where 3 lines join. Put a temporary pin and leave aside the worker pair. The last vertical pair becomes a new worker pair. Twist it once and make cloth stitch with 2 vertical pairs. Make fixing stitch with last vertical pair. Put a blind pin. Make fixing stitch with the first vertical pair. Make cloth stitch with the following 2 vertical pairs. Sew the worker pair in the temporary pin. Make cloth stitch with the pair which was left aside and continue. Twist the worker pair and sew it into the loop. Twist the worker pair and sew it through both loops. Sew the worker pair into the blind pin from the start. This time no twists before and after sewing. Here we start making the plated flower. Here we make picots. Here we put pins in plates. They are needed for sewing into them. At the top of the plated leaf, put a pin in plate. Make twists around the pin and plait to reach the picot. Because picot is drawn on the left-hand side of the line, we make it with the left-hand side pair. Make the picot as shown in the video. Tighten the picot, make cloth stitch and plait to reach the middle of the flower. When first time in the plated flower center, place a pin in plate. Twist pairs around the pin and plait on. On the top of the plated leaf, place a pin in plate, twist pairs around the pin and plait on. When second time in the plated flower center, sew the pair which is closer to the pin. Pin, which was removed before sewing, replace into the same pinhole because it will be needed later on again. Close to the first pin in the center, place a new pin in plate. Twist pairs around it and plait on. When third time in the plated flower center, repeat these steps from the second time, but don't replace pin after the sewing. When last time in the plated flower center, sew into the previous pin. Make one twist with the same pair as it was already sewn and sew it again, this time in the first pin in the center. Finish the last leaf with sewing into the starting pin. Sew the worker pair into the pinning plate. Make cloth stitch with all vertical pairs. Twist and sew a worker pair into the loop. Here we start making double cloth stitch, which means that we always twist the worker and the vertical pairs. The number of twists depends on the length of the lines. Here we make a transition from double cloth stitch to the narrow cloth stitch. We twist the vertical pairs once and cloth stitch them with the worker pair. Take out one pair. Sew 4 pairs into the blind pins. Tie the pairs. Cut the threads just above the knots. Sew 4 vertical pairs into the blind pins. Place a temporary pin. Hang on the worker pair and make cloth stitch with all vertical pairs.